I think we're getting close. I can feel it, Jason. I can feel it in my bones.
I can feel it in my fac.
Great. Well, the door's locked, so I guess we quest over. We just turn back and we're done.
I don't know why we can't use that sewer tool to solve about... I swear we could have solved 80% of the problems in this game.
The guards guarding the door, kill him with a sewer tool. It's heavy enough. Just bash
It's pretty long. You use it like a spear or a halberd.
Khan, what does he say? He says, "I'd like to shake your hand." Shake
Whack.
his hand. Whack. Sewer tool. Base of the brain. Sewer tool.
We could have opened up a lot of doors. We could have climbed down that canyon using that tool.
Oh, you know what? We needed to show that the Countess the location of her missing ancestor, right?
Yeah.
Bust open the tomb, take his skull. Here you go, found him. That'll be $50, ma'am. Oh, look! Hey, looks like we already did. Uh-oh, sorry, Countess.
Wait, who is doing gardening down here?
No refunds.
There's no doubt about it. It was the same sort of idol I'd seen in Syria.
Have you
Baphomet.
Have you ever gotten so
Templars
big
have
into a gardening
certainly been
project
through here.
where you're digging a hole in the backyard and then suddenly you realize you're down about 20 feet and the dirt just caves in over you?
You die. Must plant rose bushes if it's the last thing I do.
Oh, look, it's another
Close up.
three-faced
The pattern
head
didn't
thing.
make any sort of sense. It fanned out around an axis point, a kind of focus to one side.
Looks like Spider-Man vomited on the floor.
No, Buff Vomit.
Oh, sorry.
Buff vomited, not Spider-Man. What would Spider-Man's vomit look like?
Probably glowy and green because of the radiation.
Spider-Man's the modern day Marie Curie. She got superpowers, right?
I think so.
Wow, I can't believe that worked. Oh, it's a...
And there it was, decoded by the curves of the chalice, the image of a church.
You know, this could have worked with almost every single cylindrical silver item you could put there. It would just be a little distorted, but I'm sure you'd be able to be like, oh, it's the church. It's
I
just...
found out what the
a little
chalice
bigger.
was for.
You've solved the puzzle?
Yeah, there was a distorted picture at the Baphomet site. When I viewed it in the polished
God, they're
surface
just breaking
of
the fourth
chalice,
wall everywhere in
it
this game.
changed.
What did it show?
A picture of a church with a square tower.
I've been doing whippets, that's why my voice is so high. What is...
I don't know.
Did they change the voice actors again?
I don't know. It's really freaking me out.
Look at the chalice now, Nico.
Oh, wait, the image isn't on it anymore. He doesn't understand how mirrors
What
work.
happened? It's shiny.
The priest at Montfaucon buffed it up for me.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
What, that
looks as
that
good
impresses
as new.
her?
No.
Not all of the other stuff?
You found a use for a priest. That's incredible.
Oh.
Harsh criticism on religion.
Maybe not. I guess I'd better return the chalice to the Countess.
Hurry back, Georges.
You could FedEx it to her a lot cheaper than probably taking a plane trip.
God, she's now all over George just because he found a nice cup. Guys out there, if you're in the friend zone, the key to get out, shiny cups.
New quest. We're going to get her some really nice silverware, and she's going to flip her shit.
She's just gonna... I think Nico might have that rare mental illness where you actually deteriorate over time, and right now she's like 5 and shiny objects just fucking amaze her. Because at the beginning of this game, she's like a social elite, right? You know? She's intellectual, and now she's like, oh my god, the cup used to be dim, but now it's shiny! I can't believe this! Everything I know is a lie!
She sounds more Muppety over time, you know?
Oh! Hi-ya!
Well, he's green, and she does kind of sound like Miss Piggy now, so quite a pair.
You know what? I hate this game so much, that would be the one thing that would save it if the Muppets just showed up. Boom. Favorite game. I shouldn't say that because now people are going to expect us to play that abysmal Muppets NES game. Oh, I just made myself really sad. One of my earliest memories is playing the Muppets NES game with my, well, visiting my grandparents, and they just both passed away this year. We're now playing Depression Quest, video game. Jason, talk about that time you were molested.
Senor Stobart.
I blocked most of it out.
What a pleasure. Please.
Oh, that's the same. That's how we met.
Hi, Countess. The pleasure's all mine. I've brought back your chalice.
All right, he's playing both of them.
Why? You've had it cleaned.
Everyone's so excited about. Well, you know, it was sitting in a hole in the wall for like 700
Yeah.
years.
I met an obliging priest with a
Look at this
soft
girl. She just
cough.
digs my
Have
shit.
you resolved the Templar mystery?
No,
I don't
not
care if
yet.
she's a walking
I don't even
skeleton.
know what it is I'm after.
There are many stories of the knight secreting great wealth away.
Whatever.
Secreting?
All I know is
I think she's slipping up some subliminal
Be
messages.
young and live in a world of moral absolutes.
I think she's trying to slip us some more. She's trying to say that, morally, she's a little ambiguous.
Quick, use the hand buzzer. Get away.
With that chalice in Paris, I found a church where they recognized the coat of arms. I found the tomb of Don Carlos de Vasconcelos.
You are sure? There can be no mistake?
The coat of arms on the chalice matches the one on the tomb.
Incredible. You have my most profound thanks. I must go there as soon as possible.
Yeah? Well, I'd be happy to show you the city.
Wow, this is You know what, man? I know this has turned into a dating game. I'm gonna have to go with Looney Tunes' grandmother here. I think I have the better
There's
shot.
something
It's an
else
odds
that I
game, and
discovered, carved on Don Carlos's tomb. Biblical references.
What are the references, Senor Stobart?
Psalms 32:7, Corinthians.
I am not a good enough scholar to know the Bible chapter and verse. I meant, what are the quotations?
You know, I forgot to ask the priest.
so I guess no one in Spain is religious and has a Bible. I fucking live in Texas. I go into the local library and I can get the Bible in 7 different translations.
Don't tell me he's going to have to fly
No way.
all the way back. All the way back. Nico, do you have a Bible
I'll
I
have a
can
look
borrow?
around if that's
No,
okay.
now he has to go apply for a library card, and that's going to be another 3 episodes. Then he's got to check it out. And the good or bad ending depends on whether or not he remembers to return it to the library.
While this adventure would stay with me for a lifetime, the loss of that 75 cents in library fees will haunt me to my dying day. The end. Fuck this game.
Mausoleum, summer house. Easy mistake to make.
Fuck you, George. Fuck everything about you.
Mausoleum.
We gotta go this way. So where do we go now?
Maybe we should ask him. Oh, we don't have the chalice anymore because we could really. He could be another person that's really excited to see the shiny chalice. But now we're just gonna have to tell him how awesome it was.
I don't know, man.
Hi there, Lopez. How's tricks?
Senor Stobart, I feel I owe you an apology.
No, you don't.
I was impolite on our first meeting.
Sprays him with a hose.
Lopez, just forget about it. I came on like a snake oil merchant. I wouldn't have trusted me in your shoes.
You do not understand. Finding the chalice has given my lady a new lease of life. It's a marvel. She smiles, she laughs. The
She's Ms.
tradesmen are
Marvel.
saying that she is on Prozac.
No, but Jason, I was gonna say we shouldn't show him the chalice, right? Because you know how in Fable you'd never want to get married to 2 women in the same town
Yeah.
because they'll eventually find out. So maybe let's go back to Pilgrim's Dig and maybe hit on one of the barflies there. They'll be excited about the chalice.
So the Countess feels that the curse is lifted.
I would not put it so strongly. Your discovery of the chalice was proof that the Templars never abandoned the De Vasconcelos. It counts for a great deal with my lady.
Okay.
Catch
cool.
you later, Lopez.
Adios, Senor Stobart.
Good luck on the TV show. Sorry Conan O'Brien stole your time slot. I mean, he's a much better comedian, so he kind of deserves it, but, you know, whatever.
So when we're done shopping, Is it 15 items less or 10 items or less to be in Lopez's checkout lane?
Well, you can go with any amount of items you want. He'll just be really rude to you and make fun
It
of
was
you.
a small mirror hanging over the sink.
It's mine now.
Man, I just realized that George really missed a good joke opportunity when he was showing Nico the chalice.
Why?
Where did you get it, George? Oh, just some little hole-in-the-wall antique shop. Ba-dum-tsh.
Hey, did you steal my lady's mirror? I knew I should have never trusted you. I will spit on your grave.
Well, this is reflective and shiny. I thought, it would even out.
And now we find out that George Stobart is a crow. He just takes everything that's shiny.
Maybe he thinks he's trading up, and we're just going to keep trading up,
If it ends with a car, then he has good
Now
strategy.
There was nothing to snuff. Feeling like an idiot, I put it down again.
Oh. You know what?
Oh, he stabbed himself. He's impaled. Oh! Oh, Chris, a moment of silence. This is the last we're going to see of the cloth. I mean, we've had... This thing has been with us through this journey for so long.
I know. It's kind of like Slippy or Tails. It's become our unofficial sidekick. It's always there. It's
always a topic of conversation,
I mean, where would Mario be without his red hat? Where would Sonic be without his pointy shoes that he now feels like he has to cover in gauze? Where would Earthworm Jim be without his blaster? Where will George Stobart be? Oh god, it's still in our inventory. It's just...
Oh, it's a palette swap, so it's more powerful now.
It's burnt.
It's a level 2
pretty
claw.
charred, but the grease paint had done most of the burning.
You know what? It found the 7 Chaos Emeralds. It's now super moist cloth.
Da 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 da.
The cloth is also played by Jaleel White. That's no good. Okay, let's try this again now that we shut the window. What is the point of this, by the way, making us shut the window? Other than, I guess, a touch of realism, but still, it is just padding out your game.
Chris, fire can't burn with oxygen in the room. Didn't you ever take chemistry?
Okay, so we got the, I don't know what it... It did something. They really couldn't just animate a candle just melting? This is the deluxe edition after all.
Whoa, good catch. Didn't burn his hand, though.
The candle had burnt brilliantly. But
How come that
only
fell
for a
out, but
couple
the
of minutes?
wax didn't?
Some kind of
burn
special
and fall
formulation,
down?
I guess.
I guess I
And
just want to see
yielded
George get
up
burnt by hot wax.
This. A complex
You want him to
shape
do a burning
expertly
shame?
cut in stone. I figured it was some kind of key.
Please don't Google the phrase burning shame. You'll know what kind of pornography I'm into. Also, Brian Eno lyrics. So I got a key.
It was a smooth, intricately carved piece of stone that had been concealed inside the great candle. It was the Spanish Bible I borrowed from the mausoleum.
Borrowed. Should be in quotation marks.
Well, at least we don't have to fly back to France. We have a fucking Bible. So, are you trying to tell me that, like, the people that work at the checkout line of Albertsons happen to know every single Bible verse by heart because they're backwoods Bible thumpers, but yet this elderly woman who was related to the Knights Templars doesn't know her Bible verses?
She's lazy. I mean, everyone should get on Ancestry.com. And she just hasn't. You gotta trace that lineage, you know?
Hello
If
again.
you don't learn about
Mind if I
yourself,
sit?
Please. be
you're
my
just
guest.
gonna make poor mistakes, like having to deal with George Stobart.
Jason, real quick. Jesus Christ, he was nailed to a what?
I have no idea, Chris. I'm no scholar.
Here's the Bible from the mausoleum.
Very well. Let us begin. The first reference.
Psalms 32:7.
Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. My
Ding 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 ding
hiding
ding ding.
Don't get your hopes up too high.
Ding
This
ding
might just
ding
be
ding
leading us
ding
to where we
ding
found the
ding
chalice.
ding.
You are right, of course. The next.
Okay, John 4:11.
John 4.
And that's the bottom line.
Here. The well is deep. The next. Quickly.
Okay. Corinthians 4:5.
Here it is. Will bring to
Man, the
light
Corinthians were
the
pretty short.
hidden things. Any more?
Just one. Psalms again. 22:21.
You could have saved us a lot of trouble just by
Save
saying
me
Psalms
from
before.
the lion's mouth, for thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorns. Alas, 'tis confusing. Lions, unicorns, what does it mean?
I can't guess.
It means
Salient Point seemed to be a hiding place.
I'm
in the deep
alive.
woods. In no sense is the mausoleum a well, Senor Stobart.
Is there a well in the grounds?
I do not know. I suppose that there must have been once upon a time. Lopez is the man to ask about anything pertaining to the estate.
The Red Bull.
I'll have a look around if that's okay.
My home is your home. I shall...
Really feels like Lopez's home, since he takes care of it, knows where everything is, studied the history. He's earned this.
Let's go see if Lopez knows the Muffin Man. Oh my god! Lopez is the rock to her Mama Fortuna! It all makes sense!
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
You must know just about everything that there is to know about this place.
See, I have lived my whole life here in the service of the De Vasconcelos.
Do you know of a well?
I'm practically
anywhere
a
around
slave.
Well, si, senor.
They don't have
This
child
used to
labor
be a
laws here like
fortified
they do
villa.
other places.
How can you last a siege without water?
here? Great. So where is it?
How should I know? The well was covered over in the last century. It was dangerous, you see.
And you have no idea where it was?
None. It was hidden even before my grandfather's time.
Yeah, see, they had to get rid of the well when that little kid fell down it. But luckily Sting was able to dig him out.
You must have a vague idea of where the well is.
It must have been in the old house's courtyard, so that would put it around here.
Here? Okay. Now, how do we find it?
There might be a way. Let me think about it.
Any ideas yet?
We are looking for a source of water.
Give him time, George!
Yes.
For generations,
I'm
the Spanish country folk have had
waiting.
a secret way of locating
Da, 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 da.
even if it is meters beneath the ground.
Ah, you're not talking about water dousing, are you?
Eh?
You know, you get a stick and walk around until the stick twitches and dig there.
Oh, you've heard of it.
Hey, don't
Yeah,
diss
I
that.
think
That's the
most of
closest
the
thing us
planet
Texans
has.
have to real
Okay,
science
let's
down
get a
here.
stick.
Uno momento. It must be a special stick. A Y of hazel.
Right.
Why
Do you
Hazel?
have any
Why
hazel,
not?
please?
See? Here. That is hazel.
This story's funny. I met this girl and she had money. Her eyes were hazel. Her dress was suede. Her voice was nasal. Sorry, I think I just had an acid flashback to 1999.
I went over to find a suitable stick. I don't believe it. There wasn't a single usable Y-shaped branch on the whole damn thing.
Just a bunch of S's and Z's and a Q somehow.
You know how those trees are. There's always A, E, I, O, and U, but only sometimes Y.
Joke of the year. We should start doing that in every Let's Play. Let's have like a Joke of the Year contender, and at the end, the end, we'll have people vote.
Down below the estate, I could see the sea stretching away. It
I
was
could
a
see for
beautiful
miles
sight,
and miles.
and looked a lot like the scene from the manuscript.
There's got to be a stick somewhere. Let's try and find a stick that's not Hazel and see if he
The main
if he
part of
even
the house
notices.
was old, but nowhere near as old as the gatehouse section.
And instead he'll find a radioactive hotspot. You just vaporize.
Oh no, this stick isn't Hazel. We accidentally dug up Tchornborg, the Forbidden One. Turns out this whole thing is just a prequel to Blood.
I went over to find a suitable stick. Aha!
Turns out this entire game is just George trying to learn his alphabet. Which means we're really close to the end because we're on Y. Okay, I haven't given much out about it before, but does anyone else find this UI very disturbing? Just the single eye in the opening and closing mouth?
Yep.
It really looks like something from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. It really looks like something from, like, a bad horror game like Darkseid or Harvester. It just...
I have a mouth, but poor depth perception.
I have a mouth and it's kind of gassy.
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor.
Why does he
How
insist
can I
on
help
walking
you?
in front of those every time? You just ask him to turn around. You don't...
Well, I got my divining rod. Now what?
Simplicity itself, senor.
So he wants to have a wet t-shirt
Hold
contest?
the wand at the upper end.
Oh
of
no,
the
I'm so
wand.
wet and vulnerable.
Apply
Whatever shall I do,
tension with
Lopez?
your wrists so that the slightest movement of the wand tip is clear, and walk slowly and steadily over the area.
Sounds easy enough. We'll find this well in no time.
Then you flick the tip and caress the shaft. Never mind, sorry. I'm thinking of something completely different. You fucking moron, George! Oh, if this works, game, I'm gonna spank you. I'm glad we're not controlling this.
Yeah, at least
this
they-
would make me feel like a huge dick.
If they made us actually search...
Using Divining Rod. Why isn't there a Divining Rod Simulator 2014? For fuck's sake, there's Wood Chopping Simulator now. I like the little time lapse here. I hope it ends with him and the lady dead in their graves, and George is like 50 years old. I never found that well.
Well, we've proven that Lopez does occasionally take a break from watering the lawn.
Senor Stobbart, you've found something.
This is it. This is where we find the secret of the Templars. Hidden here for hundreds of years. Lost from the sight of man until now. The mystery is revealed.
It's a tin can.
I've been walking up and down with a twig in my hands, looking for a tin can.
It had water in it. That's what the dowsing stick must have detected.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Check
It's not
with
that
an
magic
archaeologist,
doesn't
but
exist
I
or
don't
anything
think
preposterous
the
like
Templars left
that.
In truth,
This game's
Senor Stobbart,
attempt at
the
humor
lawn was laid
is so
many,
flat.
many years
Just
ago.
like Scum of the
This
Earth.
can could date back to the Napoleonic Wars.
Fuck, it's
Get
where
rid
people
of it,
look up
they'll
and
try
find
it
out I
again.
wrote this game.
Lopez threw the can away. It seemed to fall an awfully long way. The splash at the end confirmed what we both suspected.
The magic was
I'll be a
real!
monkey's uncle.
Ah, George Stobart is Funky
It
Kong.
has been here all the time. All those years and nobody found it.
Stood in awe for a moment, marveling at the secrets all around us.
I could have fallen down that.
Fucking magic!
Rope burn.
If I just let go of this rope, George will fall to his death and I can finally get some watering done.
He's like, you know what could be at the bottom of this well? All the water
Well,
I
it'd be
could
lost
ever
for
want.
decades at least. priest.
I could
The
water
air was
this
cool
lawn
after
till the
the
grass
sun.
is 20
That's
feet
what
high.
gives me goosebumps. I have a
This gave him
really,
goosebumps? Which
really
one? Say
bad
cheese and die?
feeling
The Beast
about
from the
this.
East?
Sometime in antiquity, there'd been a rock slide. Big ones. I wished I'd had a hard hat.
Fun fact, a young Ryan Gosling was in the Goosebumps episode Say Cheese and Die. I think that's where he got his aspirations, for his career. I think that's where he first learned to have some real drive.
From a distance, the lion's head had been impressive.
Fable
Close up, it was
will be
frightening.
the greatest
Hey,
RPG
one of the
anyone
fangs is a
has
separate
ever
piece.
seen. It'll make Final Fantasy VII look like Urban Champion.
Have we filled
could
up
hear
his
the
good
sound
meter
of a
enough for
lot of
that wall to
stone
open and give us an
and
epic
I
item?
knew I was in danger.
Fable will be. Oh, fuck my face!
The same thing happened to me when I read a separate piece.
Oh, very funny, you psychos!
It was very funny.
Senor Stobart, are you all right?
I saw that from beyond the grave.
fine!
Que susto me has dado! You gave me a scare!
Nice try, Templars.
Okay, men. Hundreds of years from now, some prick named George Stobart's going to try and open this tomb. So let's make a bunch of stupid traps. Guillermo, I want you to put this pail of water on this door frame. Also, we have to worry because Joe Pesci's going to try and break in here
I
too.
wish that I had Leary's flashlight now. It was too dark to see, and I had to rely on touch. It just felt like a pitted stone wall. I'd almost been killed for the sake of a red herring. I wish that I had Leary's. I'd almost been.
It's dark, so we should use the lightning from the hand buzzer. Yeah.
See, I thought use the mirror because,
But you're in the dark.
but that's how you would do in the olden times. Is maybe that'll work. You use a mirror on a light. I learned it from the opening scene of Fifth Element.
I realized I could use the mirror to reflect the light above.
Sci-fi operas again for the win.
Hold it steady, George. Come on.
There, in the middle of the door, I could see some kind of socket. It looked like this wasn't quite the dead end it had seemed.
Broken sword, not important. Life,
I slid
important.
the stone key into the lock. Oh, yes! Bonus points for that, I hope. I knew the old Stobart fingerwork wouldn't let
And
me.
a cascade of quarters spill out. Ching, 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 ching. Nico, look at all these quarters I won at the slot machine.
I got enough tickets to buy 2 skeletons.
Before I left, there was one last thing to do.
Oh, okay. It'd be great if we got to watch that scene a little
You
more.
won't be needing that replacement piece anymore, Countess. I found it with the children. You'll probably want to be alone for a while. I'll be out in the garden.
Thinking about those creepy dead children in that well underneath your house.
You've turned. Look at her. She's horrified.
What the? What children? What?
George, welcome back.
Come in,
Boo.
Josh. It's good to see you again.
Is it?
No.
Damn it, George.
Sure. What did you find in Spain?
Without Andre, we wouldn't have got this far, Josh.
Yeah, I know. The clues led to an underground chamber.
I'm sorry,
at the
Nico,
bottom
I just-
of a well. The
I
Templars
consider all women
tapestry
property.
Showing a chessboard. The white pieces were vastly outnumbered. There was a stream running across
white
the
pieces
board,
problem, huh?
And a Templar knight on a horse.
Where's
Does it
White
mean
Pieces
anything
History
to you,
Month,
Andre?
huh?
No, nothing.
Maybe we should tell Andre what else you found, George.
There's a map and a Latin inscription to the west at the edge of the world.
George found that in a cave in Syria.
Yeah, where the assassin almost killed me.
Then we have got the burning of Jacques de Molay and the date, 1314.
From the window of the church in Montfaucon Square, one of the few places where nobody tried to kill me.
Then we have the image of a church that George found at the excavation. I don't recall anyone trying to kill you there either, George.
And finally we
You
have the
crybaby.
tapestry in Spain. Did I mention I almost got killed there?
Not yet, but I'm sure you're about to.
It was
Even
only my
the
cat-like
NPCs are just
reflex
fucking
that
annoyed
saved
with
me
him at
from
this
certain
point.
Death.
Cat-like reflexes, eh?
And while I was risking
That
life
must make
and
you a
limb,
pissy.
where were you,
You,
Andre?
you
Getting
only
your
got
glasses
assaulted
fogged
like
up over the
70% of the
crusted
time,
vase?
George.
That's
Come
enough,
on, man
George.
up.
Can we get back to saving the world?
Of course.
Saving the
My
world? What?
apologies.
He started
Since
it.
when?
Well,
Do you hear that? He
the Latin
started.
phrase are the words of Julius Caesar. He was describing the island of Britain.
Are you sure? The map didn't look much like Britain.
How come Caesar described Britain as being at the edge of the world?
To the Romans, the Mediterranean was the center of the universe. Britain was a remote, unfriendly place inhabited by blue-painted savages.
It doesn't change
Smurfs!
much,
They've stopped painting themselves blue.
except when they go to a football match.
They used an extract from a plant called woad, Icetis tinctoria. The Scots were using it until fairly recently in their wars with the English.
Fairly recently? I don't recall the Scots being at war with the English. How recently are you talking about?
I believe William Wallace's men used it in the 13th century. They might well have been using it as late as...
4:30.
You can't remember, can you?
1314.
Ah, we're back onto that, are we?
Andre, what
That's
is
not a
it?
time
What
of
do
day.
you
Well, I
mean?
guess it's military time.
1314 in Scotland. The Battle of Bannockburn.
That would explain the stream on the chessboard. That's what a burn is. Right, Andre? As in Bannockburn?
Right, George. And it gets better.
I think they're just making shit up at this point.
That the Scots were
They're both trying to sound really smart to impress Nico, so they're just making up things. What do you think about Barn Burner? Yes, no. And after that,
said to have turned the tide
I
for
found
the
this
Scots.
Coke
And it all
can
ends
in
at the
Syria.
church in the
Coke is
Isle of
made in
Britain,
Atlanta,
Bannockburn
Georgia.
In a church.
What are
and
we waiting
Atlanta
for?
is the lost city under the sea.
I can't go.
Andre,
And then he
you've
drowns
been
to
low
death.
as hell, but
What George is trying to say is that you shouldn't feel guilty.
I was.
We understand you've got commitments. Listen, we have to hurry.
So in other words,
George.
we
We'll see
we
it
used you
through.
as much as we need
Oh,
to. Get
and,
out of my apartment.
Don't worry about us.
God, if this game doesn't end with George Stobart being castrated, I'm gonna be so angry. I'm leaving on that midnight train to Scotland. Leaving on that midnight. Wait a minute, isn't Scotland waterlocked? Oh no!
I'm leaving on a jet train. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, that's a song, right?
Galaxy Express 99. Who gives a fucking shit about this game anymore?